My name's Lorna and I work as a parenting consultant and also as a maternity nurse. So I do a lot of work with newborn babies, helping families to learn how to look after their little one. Especially first-time parents, you've never done it before, so there's no reason why you should know what to do and how to look after your little one. So I'm there to help you with that. And I also work with older children, particularly when there are problems. So things like sleep problems, feeding issues, perhaps a toddler who throws temper tantrums, just helping with all those little things that can become big challenges within a family that can really make a difference to your enjoyment of your young children. So I'm there to help with that as well. I trained at Norland College, which is one of the best places really to learn about looking after small children. I learned a lot about child psychology and the theories behind what we do, as well as the practical skills that you need. So as well as being able to give somebody lots of tips as to how they might do something, the practical side of it, I also understand the theory behind what's done, so I can explain to you why a particular approach might have certain results and why another approach might lead you to something else, so that you can make an informed decision and really decide what you want to go for and what might best help you to meet your own goals. If you were to contact me with a problem you're experiencing with your child, perhaps you might have a child who's not sleeping very well. The first thing we would do would be to discuss the current situation. It might be that you can see how you've got into the situation you're in, you're just not quite sure how to get out of it again. It might be that you're not really sure why you're experiencing a difficulty. So we talk through what's happening at the moment, your approach to parenting, your particular philosophy or your feelings about how parenting should take place. Perhaps you're very keen to nip a problem in the bud and you would like to use a quite extreme measure that might get results very quickly, and that's the way you want to deal with things. Or perhaps you'd rather take a more gentle approach and you're prepared for something to take quite a long time, but you would rather be very gentle in your approach to your child. So we'll talk over all those things and then form a plan. So I could perhaps suggest a first step or the whole plan to you. You could go away, try that out, and if you wanted, call back again the next day, tell me how it went on. If there didn't quite go to plan, we can discuss how to take that forward. Or you might find that you go away, try something out, it all works brilliantly, and you never need to call back at all. A lot of the children that I work with are children from normal, average families. They are growing up with their brothers and sisters. Some of them are in big families and there's all sorts of family dynamics to take into consideration. Sometimes it's an only child and equally, that needs to be considered as well. They tend to learn to be confident, independent children who are happy in themselves, happy in their world, and they can go on to tackle whatever they find. I have worked with babies, very often 3-4-month-old babies who aren't sleeping very well, and that can be turned around very quickly and without resorting to extreme measures normally. And often they go from being a grumpy, unsettled, unhappy child who, while not crying all day long, just isn't as happy as they could be. And when they learn to sleep well, they immediately become more settled, much happier, giggly, sunny little baby. And although you might not have noticed to begin with that they weren't happy, you can certainly notice the difference afterwards. I really enjoy working with the whole family, with parents, to help them, to enable them to become more confident parents, to really learn the theories behind what they're doing. So they're not blindly following some old wives' tale or a routine or a method that an expert has just handed to them on a plate and said, right, go with this is what you must do. Parents need to understand why they're doing things. It's their child. They need to have the information to make an informed decision and to really be able to go forward with what they want and meet their goals. For some parents, they're perfectly happy to give their child a certain amount of support. Maybe breastfeeding is the most important thing in the world to them, and they would love to have the child sleeping in their bed until it's 2 years old, so long as they can breastfeed. For another parent, that might not be their goal. So you need to understand the reason behind what you're doing, where you're trying to get to. And I really enjoy working with parents of children of all ages to help solve the problems they're experiencing, get that 3-year-old to eat vegetables, help the 4-year-old who is a bit unsure about starting school and maybe their behaviour's sliding a little bit. Really understand why things might have gone off track a little bit, bring them back so that everyone can enjoy the time they spend together. The first years are so special, and you want to enjoy your children. It's not just something that a challenge to struggle through. It's something you should enjoy.